My name is Dominique Melder, and I'm going to tell you how to finance and create your cosplay. Usually most people's first question is, what is a cosplay exactly? So basically it's a costume of a fictional character. Now the fictional character can come from many different medias, so it could be a comic book character, an anime character, a video game, and you can even do like pop culture icons too. Now, if you want to cosplay, you basically have to pick a character. That sounds really simple, but you kind of want to take a lot of different things into account when you're trying to pick a character, like how difficult is the costume? Is it big? Is it small? Can it work in like a convention? Is it just for your home? There's a lot of different things that go into it, so I'm going to try to give you a good idea of what to pick. It can be an expensive hobby, so what you're going to want to do is figure out how you can generate money. The ways you can generate money are you can do odd jobs around your neighborhood or your house, you can cut a neighbor's grass, you can make baked goods, almost like a bake sale, and raise money that way. Or you can do like I did, like I had a multitude of part-time jobs at one time during college, and I would save money from each check, and I would just kind of have like a cosplay fund. Now, depending on your costume, it depends on how much you spend. You can go from either end of the spectrum to like around $100 to, if you're going to be competing, up to about like $1,200 or more, depending on what you're trying to accomplish. You could even go and start like GoFundMes. I know some people that have done that as well to fund their cosplay. So once you figure out how much you're going to spend, you want to give yourself a cap. So let's say you want to spend $200 on your costume. You're going to want to figure out how to spend that wisely. Now what my suggestion is, what I always do, is go to like a local fabric store like Joann's, and you find what's called muslin fabric. It's really cheap. Usually unbleached is the best kind. And you're basically going to draw out all the pieces of your costume. So that'll let you know exactly how much of your really expensive stuff that you're going to need. Now once you've had that all drawn out, typically what I do is I have a plan that I pull out. So I make these little binders, and I list everything that I need for each cosplay. So everything from the top to the bottom. So the wig, the shoes, how many pieces the cosplay has. Is it like a bathing suit, or is it like a tuxedo and it has multiple pieces? Then I also figure out what pieces I'm going to buy versus what pieces I'm going to make by hand. Now, usually if you're going to buy something, once you figure out exactly what that is, like personally, I buy wigs, I don't usually make them. There's a bunch of different websites online. Art of Wigs is a really good one. They usually have sales. You can order your wigs. Usually they have free shipping. And once you figure out different pieces, so once you have your wig ordered, or if you go to local thrift stores to even get some of your pieces, so like you can buy your shoes at thrift stores. Now that you know what a cosplay is, how expensive it can be, and you've set your budget, now you have to set your deadline. So the first thing you're going to want to do is to schedule out your time. So you have to take into account if you have a full-time job, if you have part-time jobs, if you have school. This is when you're going to figure out how much time you have to dedicate to your cosplay. Something that you also have to take into account is how long it's going to take you to get your materials. Do you have the time to wait around for orders to come in, or is it something you could just go out and quickly buy? Personally, this is always an issue for me, because if I have to order something, then I have to take into account, oh, it might take weeks, because usually I order things from China and it takes forever. And then once you've made your schedule, then you know exactly how much time you can dedicate per day to your cosplay. So say you know you can only dedicate 2 hours to it versus having a whole lot more time. So now that I've shown you all the different steps on how to choose your character, make your budget, and set your deadline, all you need to do is use those exact same steps on every cosplay that you ever make. My name is Dominique Melder, and this has been a pleasure.